How are you getting on, guys? A quick word, or as quick as I can make it, to get this fucking subject across. Um, I'm on about ethanol, E10. It's the shite that they're now putting into our petrol. It's coming on in the next couple of weeks. They're not giving us a choice as to whether we want it in or not. They're not giving us a choice to buy an alternative. So it's a case of you take this E10 or you take nothing. It's as simple as that. Now, what are the repercussions for bikers? Right. Um, let's go with the easy side of things first. First of all, let me explain to you quickly, as quick as I can, what this ethanol does. Right. Now we've all had ethanol E5 before. E10 is they've increased it by a huge amount. And what it does is, if it's sitting inside in your tank over a long period of time, what it does is it draws the water that's always in petrol towards it, and what that will do then is that will sit at the bottom of the tank in a nice little pond of water, and ultimately it'll rot its way through your tank. Now, those of you out there who are saying, well, I've got a plastic tank. Well, here's the other thing. What this ethanol also does is it eats all the carburetor rubbers. It eats the fuel tap rubbers, petrol pipes, inlet rubbers, anything made of rubber that's not specifically ethanol resistant, which most bikes over here wouldn't have because we never needed to. All that stuff will rot over time. What it does is it turns the rubber to jelly. It really does. I replaced a fuel pipe on a bike there recently, and I literally every time I cut it, a couple of seconds later, it snapped again. It just turns to jelly. So it'll get rid of all of your rubbers, and not only that, but it affects plastic. It makes plastic tanks swell. I don't know how it works or what's the science involved, but it does. Plastic tanks they swell under this stuff. So it's not good for plastic tanks either. And a lot of the modern bikes, especially the modern adventure bikes, they've all got plastic tanks. So guys, the sort of what can you do to sort of limit the amount of exposure you have to this stuff, or to the damage you have? Most guys on fuel injected bikes, it'll make no difference to you guys. Other than the modern bikes, they've all changed rubbers to match this stuff as they were being built, sort of from the middle 00s upwards. It's the bikes that are older, the very early fuel injected bikes and the carburetor bikes. The early fuel injected bikes, worst they probably have is like I said, fuel hose problems or rubber problems. For the older guys who are on carburetors, it's a different ball game entirely. What this stuff does is, if you're letting the carburetor sit inside, or the bike sit inside in your shed, it sits inside in the carburetor. This stuff eats the inside of your carburetor, and I mean it actually corrodes the inside of your carburetor, completely destroying the carburetor. Only junk by the time the stuff is finished with it. So a quick option there would be, if you're storing your bike over winter, you have two choices that's recommended: fill the tank, empty the tank. One or the other. Don't leave the tank half full. The other, because it will draw moisture out of the air. The other option, the other thing, which I would do anyway, is run your bike dry. Do not leave any petrol of any kind in the bike. What you can do is, underneath the carburetors, on every bowl underneath the carburetor, there's a screw. Undo the screw. It's an overflow screw. It'll drain your bowl. It'll drain the carburetors completely. Get every last drop of petrol out of them. That way, you're not going to have to worry about that over the winter. Other things the other thing you will notice is that your bike will be down on power. It doesn't matter what bike you ride, new bikes, old bikes, whatever, your bike is going to be down on power, because the octane level of this stuff it's not as explosive, if you'd like, for want of a better word. My word. So so this is where putting an additive into the petrol makes absolute sense. There's loads and loads and loads of additives on the market. I'm not promoting any, I'm not getting paid to promote any, but I can tell you what I use. It's not, and bear in mind guys, I'm not getting paid for this. This is just, I just feel that you need to know this. The stuff I use is called Briggs & Stratton. I think it's called Fuel Fit. I don't know off the top of my head, because I should have a bottle of this stuff around here somewhere, a couple of bottles of it. You can get onto Pat at Motorcycle Parts Ireland. He has a good stock of it, because I told him about the stuff about a month ago. So he's got some in. Also, you can go to your local, tool hire place, where they have lawnmowers and stuff, because this stuff kills lawnmowers like you wouldn't believe. Apparently it's really bad for them. So, and if you've got lawnmowers and strimmers and stuff at home, you're going to need to use it for them as well. Anything with a petrol engine, just get into the habit of putting a drop of this stuff in. Do you remember when we were all kids, we all had 2-stroke engines, we used to throw a drop of 2-stroke into the petrol before we put it into the tank? We're back to that again. We're back to, like, we've sort of gone back 30 years. So guys, all I can say to you is, with the E10, buy yourself an additive. It's 20 quid a bottle, give or take. Might be cheaper, might be dearer, somewhere around there. You get about 300 litres out of this bottle. So it's quite, you get quite a lot out of it. Stick it underneath the pocket in the back of the seat, or stick it into your pannier, or stick it in your arse pocket, who cares, just carry it with you. If you're going for any bit of a journey, fill your tank, throw a drop in, where you go. You're leaving it over the winter. This stuff, most of the, if you get the good ones, they will allow your bike to sit for a year, without the petrol doing any harm. But then again, saying that, then if you're planning on leaving your bike sit there for a year, drain all the bloody petrol out of it, put a bit of oil seal into the tank to stop it from flash rusting, and away you go. So guys, all I can say to you is, there's a lot of bullshit out there with regards to E10. All bikes will be affected by it, while not physically affected by it. Performance-wise, all bikes will be affected by it. So any fellow who says if you do a day-to-day riding on your bike, it's not going to be affected, it is. You're going to end up paying more. You're going to have less miles per gallon on your bike. You're going to pay more, and you're not going to have as much power while you do it. That's the immediate effect. But like I said, for the carburetor bikes, it's got there's more of an issue. So guys, save yourself a lot of grief in maintenance and everything else, and get yourself a little bottle of this additive. Put it into your lawnmowers as well. And if you've got an old car, stick it into an old car. And anything that runs a petrol engine, especially if it runs a petrol engine with a carburetor, stick the stuff into it. Okay guys, if you have any questions, just drop me a message and I'll answer them as best I can. See you later guys, bye bye.